Man, my back hurts. My neck. Just kidding. Hey guys, it's Adri, and I'm going to be showing y'all how I did my makeup in high school. Now, I've seen this go around YouTube, and it looks fun to do, so I thought I'd give it a try. It's just fun to do. Like, I don't know, it's funny to see the way I did my makeup in high school to now, so I'm gonna do that right now. So if you would like to see me do that, then just keep on watching. So first off, I'd go in with foundation. I would not use any primers or pore fillers because my pores, you can fall into them, but I would just use this little Avon foundation in a jar. I still have all these products, by the way. I did not get rid of them because I am somewhat of a hoarder with makeup. So anyway, I was in the shade. Not that this was like the right shade or anything, but this is in the Ideal Flawless Matte Mousse Foundation. Now, mousse foundations were never good for my skin because I'm so oily and it would just like get all cakey, but I didn't know that. So I was in the shade Nude N03. So here we go. I had a Real Technique sponge like this, but I wouldn't wet it. I would just go on dry and I'd drag it everywhere, and that's what I do. So I just go ahead and I would dip it in here. Okay. And then I would go straight onto my face. So just do that. And if I keep looking down, it's because I have a mirror right here. So you see how light that is for me? Like, this isn't my shade at all. So pretty much I look like the ghost. Can you see that? I looked like a ghost every time I went to school. Smells good. Man, this foundation smells good. You see how streaky that is? Oh my god. Honey, no. Ah! And that's so funny because like to this day I'm super like I have to get around my nose like this because I see people like it's just bare skin around here and it drives me crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me, but that was just something ever since then. Like I would have to have it around there. So okay, no. I need to stop. Like I just want to layer it on so I could cover more, but if I think about it, like I didn't do that. I just kind of did one layer and that's it. And then I would take this. It was the True Match. I actually still use this for blemishes. So True Match Fusion. This is a crayon concealer. I would take it to warm it up with my fingers and just dot any blemishes I had on my face to cover them. Keep in mind that this concealer was darker than my foundation, so I would just have dark blotches all over my face. Cute, huh? And then I would go in with a eye base, like for shadows or whatever, because at the time I was watching YouTube tutorials and stuff. Like I was barely getting into it because my junior year, that's when I started wearing makeup because my mom is like super strict and she wouldn't let me even go towards mascara or anything, so this was my time to shine, guys, and I was just all into makeup, and yeah, I was just trying to learn and stuff, so anyway, I would use the e.l.f. Eye primer and liner sealer. The other side has a liner sealer, whatever that means, but it's super, it's really thick, what is it? It feels like I don't know, but it's just really thick. So I just go ham and I put a lot on my eyelids, and then I would take my dry sponge and blend that out. after I blended it out, I would go in with my powder. So these were all the brushes I used, and they were by Mark, except for this one. This one's by e.l.f. I would take this one, which is the powder one, obviously, and I would dip into the Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder by Rimmel, and I was in the shade Natural, number 3. And I would take, this is still the makeup, guys, that I would wear in high school. I just never got rid of it. It blows my mind that I still have this makeup. Like, why didn't I get rid of it? So I would just disperse this all over my face. Like, I wasn't already pale enough, I would just put this even paler powder on top of it. It's just weird now because, like, I wouldn't use that much powder back then, but now I just pack on a bunch of powder to keep me from being really oily. And I have to have like a little bit of bake under my eyes. And like before, I don't even think I would set under my eyes, to be honest. Like, I would just brush everywhere and not really care. And so I would not wear any bronzer or highlighter, but I would use blush back then. So I would use this e.l.f. contour blush. Oh, you know what? I did use bronzer, now that I think about it. It's just that this palette, it was in St. Lucia, and it had a bronzer here, but it fell out and broke everywhere. I specifically remember I was so sad because, well, I mean, to me it was devastating. I spent my money on this, and I mean, I had hit pan. It looked like this one, and it just broke on me, but because it was like this one, so it just fell out. So anyway, I'm gonna take this blush. This was the only blush I had, or like ever owned, until like maybe a year ago I started getting into blush again. Just because I felt like it was unnecessary on my face. I don't know, like I felt that I'm taking the redness off of my face by putting foundation on. Why am I gonna put redness back on my face? But I later realized that it brings your face back to life. I know that's dramatic, like it brings your face back to life, but I guess in a sense it's true. Like, you don't want to be all pale-faced and then have like no structure, you know? Yeah. And then after that, I remember taking the Smooth Minerals just on top of the blush because it was too dark for me. This is in the shade Nude, so I would take this. I hope this doesn't break me out. This makeup is old, like 3 or 4 years, maybe a little older. I don't know. But I take a little bit of this. See how bronze that is? I don't know if you can see that. It's like super bronze. And so I tap off the axis, you know what I mean? And then I would put it right on top of the blush. And then usually I would not wear any eyeshadow. So I know I would put the base on top, but just so my eyelids weren't all red. But if I was feeling fancy that day, I would take my LA Colors eyeshadow palette. This was my baby. This was the only one I ever owned or had. And I remember buying this one brush for it because I was, you know how I said I was barely watching makeup tutorials. Well, I got this e.l.f. brush for it. It was a blending brush, I think. I don't know, but it's a blending brush. And I would take, specifically remember this shade right here. I would just douse the brush in it, tap off the excess, and go to town on my eyelid. I would go right in here, in the outer corner, and drag it in like this. Yeah, I remember doing all these things. And then I'd freak out and be like, oh my god, it's too dark. And then I would take this shade right here. I don't know if you can see. This one, it's more like on the yellow side. And then I'd put that like right on top because I thought that was like too dark. I was like, whoa, you're going a little too ham, you know? Because I wasn't used to any eyeshadow at the time, so if I felt really fancy, like it was a Friday, it was game day, you know. Oh yeah, and look, I'm wearing a high school shirt, just to, you know, enhance video. Mm-hmm. Right? So I did that again on the other eye, obviously. Took a lot. And outside and then in. And then the other shade to lighten it up. And now I will take this pink shade. It was very pigmented. A lot fell out, but nonetheless pigmented, and it worked. It was a pink shade. I'd put it right on top of that brown, just like right on top of it. And then I would take that same yellow shade and put it all over my lid. And then I would take this shade and put it in the inner corner. Man, I thought I was the coolest. Like, I would just put this in my inner corner and be like, dang girl, you look awake. Like, you know how they're like, okay, you put this in the inner corner and like to make your eyes more open and awake. I don't know, it was just weird. So then after that, I wouldn't put any like on the lower lash line because I thought that was too much. Like, I wasn't into smokiness yet. I wasn't into like the black rim liner or like anything like that. Very basic. And then after that, I would take my mascara. So the same mascara I would use. Super Shock mascara by Avon. Everything was from Avon because my grandma would, you know, sell Avon and she would give me all these things. And so I would take my mirror directly in front of my face, not under here, directly in front of my face, and just lather on, you know, about 1 to 2 to 10 layers of mascara. Because, you know, I thought the more the better. I just, I don't know. Like, I thought spider lashes look good or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Oh my god. Look, as a natural reaction, I am putting it under here. No, girl, you were putting it in front of your face. Oh, god. Do you ever do that? Like, you mean to get more, but you miss it and you hit your hand. And don't forget to get some on your eyelid and not take it off. I would get it all over my eyelid and I would be late to class, so I just wouldn't take it off. Or like my senior year, I wouldn't even do my lashes. I would powder up my face and my lashes would be pretty much full of my powder. And I would show up like that to class, and in first period I was that annoying girl in class putting on 10 layers of mascara. Yeah, that was me. Just because I didn't have time, I would always show up like 10 minutes late to class because I would wake up so late. After you put on 10 layers of mascara, you're good to go. Okay, and then I would take this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel to set my brows. I wouldn't fill them in because I thought my brows were super thick by themselves. So I would take the shade Brunette instead of the clear one. I use the clear one now just because Brunette is way too light for me. You'll see right now that it's a little too light. I would run this through my brows. I thought it looked good, you know, because my brows were really dark, or they still are dark, but I don't know. I just thought they had to be lighter, so I would run this through my brows. And I specifically remember not wanting to put any in the front because I thought it looked too crazy. Now that I think about it, it looks crazy because I have darkness in the front and lightness on the outside of my brow, which makes no sense because it's supposed to be the other way around. Come on, Avery. What you doing with your life? So I don't remember where this is from or what it was, but it was in the shade Honey Dolce 001. so I want to say this one's from L'Oreal. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I would take this every single day. It smells like mint. Sorry, I don't make the cutest faces putting on lipstick, you know? And then I'd put this on. It was a lip gloss from Avon in the color Cotton Candy. And that's it. That's what I would do in my junior and senior year of high school. It's not like that bad, but this is what I would do. I was just basic. Like, it probably looks the same to you, but in person it's just like my foundation's streaky. It's too light for my face, well, for my neck. My concealer is too dark. I see little spots on my face, and throughout the day my face would just melt off because this would not cut it. My face just eats makeup because it's so oily. So it's just like my makeup was non-existent. At the end of the day, like, this is what it was for 3 periods, and then I would start rubbing my face. My makeup would slide off because it was so oily, and my nose, it would annoy me, so I just wipe it away. My lipstick was off. I would start taking off my mascara because that's just what I did. And the only thing left was like my brows because my face eats makeup, and including my eyelids, they are just Niagara Falls. They're super oily, and so the eyeshadow was gone. So pretty much I had my brows throughout the day, and that is it. I wanted to thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it, and I really enjoy making these videos for y'all, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Yeah, if y'all have any comments to leave or anything like that, just leave them down below, and or any requests, like if you want me to do something for y'all, that'd be cool. That would help me out a lot too. And for next time, I actually want to make a video on the Kathleen Lights Morphe collaboration. Yeah, so if y'all would like to see that, that will definitely be coming up soon. And I think that's it. Oh no, I have made a Snapchat for my makeup, well, specifically for my YouTube for makeup and all that stuff, because I have my normal one and I have the makeup one, so I will be sharing the makeup one with y'all just so you can I don't know, see some makeup stuff for me. So if y'all would like to follow that, I will leave it right here. Yeah, so thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!